Hello everyone. How are you? This is Kay. Good to see you. Welcome back to my another live stream today. It's the 23rd of April and this is on Wednesday. So I'm here to do some analysis again today. Hold on, let me adjust the microphone. It's a bit too close to me. Sorry about that. All right. So how are you? How's everyone doing today? All good? Looks like the markets are active. So hopefully you're finding some new opportunities among the markets and capturing some nice opportunities this week so far. So today, first, I would like to cover gold because gold is now retracing. So I want to share my thoughts on this one. But before I move on to the topic, let me say hi to everyone. So let me check some comments. Hello, Aranya. Good to see you. Welcome back. Good to see you here again. All right. He said, I met you for the first time in 2020 on YouTube. Ichimoku is fantastic. It's kind of Fibonacci. Thank you, especially for your videos. Yesterday, I watched an old video, Span A. Sure. Thank you so much for your comment. Yeah, please, check some of the video archives in the live stream archives because I have so much information I shared so far in my YouTube channel. Time flies, it's been almost 5 years since I started YouTube. So thanks for all your supports. I have been able to continuously sharing some knowledge of Ichimoku and also some of the important aspects of trading, including money management and psychology management. Okay, let me see. Hello, Faiz. Good to see you. Thank you very much for joining as well. He says, in your video, you rarely talk about the 15-minute chart. You don't use it anymore? I do, but I trade more on 5-minute entries these days because 15-minute time frame, sometimes or oftentimes I see the stop loss is too wide. That's why I use 5-minute charts mainly for my entries. But I do check 15-minute time frame as well. Okay, all right, Namho, good to see you. He says, hi sensei, I keep myself to jump in, but can't see how long trend ended. Stop loss many times, even entry more 3 confirmations. So I just wonder, maybe something to learn to catch trend by Ichimoku. Right, you have to be first selective on which market to trade. And also, even if you find 3 confirmations, it doesn't mean that the market goes your way. My strategy is more focused on the risk management so that you know exactly when to exit based on the invalidation of the entry confirmations. And you risk 2% to the stop loss and you are always in the trending market. If you pick the right market to trade every time, then overall you may have some losses, some drawdowns, but overall should be profitable. So if you still not really see any results, then I recommend you to do backtesting and at least take 50 trades, 50 times of the entries and exits, and check the result. And you go start from there. Yeah, backtesting has been also my, I would say, favorite way to develop my new strategy. Whenever I come up some new ideas, I take a memo and I test on it by using Forex Tester. Well, these days I use Forex Tester online, which I shared with you by few videos previously. But Forex Tester online is really great. And I have been backtesting some of the new strategies I come up with my mind. Yes, Fight says, are you still holding your trade on gold? Yes, I do. Yep. Afsal says, hi Kay, now you're not coming with trade performance. Why? Because I wanted to share more about Ichimoku knowledge this year, and that's why I'm not really focused on my trade performance. And plus, this year, well actually since last year end, I have been trading with some other strategies, not only KTS. So that's why it takes for me time to select which one is KTS trade, which one's not. Just to experiment and just to live trade and forward testing like this way. But yeah, I actually hear some of other comments where you still want to see my performance. So yeah, maybe I will do like quarter basis. So January until January, I mean, yeah, from January to March performance, something like that, and I think I will share. And next one is gonna be April to, for example, June or something. But more than that, I have been really studying and also backtesting, and I'm pretty busy with these things these days. That's why. Okay, hello Jose, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Hinata, good to see you too. Sandeep, thank you for joining as well. Good to see you. All right. KOM says Euro USD PMI massive drop. Okay, let's check that one. There was a fundamental news today. PMI reports are usually really highly impacting all the markets. So yeah, let's check that one. All right. Hello, Greg. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. All right. Subarao, good to see you. And General Jace, good to see you too. Freeman, thank you for joining as well. Prosperity, good to see you too. All right. The High, good to see you too. Thank you very much for joining. Okay. KTS means K's trading strategy. That's KTS, which is my original strategy based on Ichimoku and lower time frame confirmations. If you're new to my YouTube channel, then I recommend you to take the free course first. The link to the free course is on the below on the description of this live stream or the previous videos. You click on the description and there is like a KTS free course. So first, feel free to take that course to get overall understanding of my strategy. Then you check the my live streams. Then things will make much more sense to you. And this is actually basically showing how I built my own strategy overall. And if you learn more in depth about how exactly to look for entries and exits, and how exactly to move the stop loss to break-even trail, and how exactly to exit with the small loss or profitable trades, then you'll always feel free to join KTS Academy or GTS, Global Trading School. Okay, hello IK, good to see you. Thank you very much for joining. Okay, E-Trades, good to see you too. All right, the High, you're welcome, Thanks so much for joining today. Okay, so now let me switch screen to TradingView, and first let me talk about the gold. So gold is now retracing. It actually hit my target of 3,500, like I mentioned on Sunday's weekly forecast, and now it's retracing to the Tenkan-sen. So the question here is now whether the market breaks the Tenkan-sen or not. This is the daily time frame. But before I go deeper, let me also check the weekly time frame. It's always better to focus on the higher time frame first, then break it down to the lower time frames. Okay, so here is the weekly time frame, and Kumo has been sloping up still. Senko span A is up, Senko span B is up, Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen are both up, and the Chikou span above the candles. So this is bullish still to me. Although today is bearish retracing intraday, intraday wise, but if you look at the weekly time frame, it's clear that it's bullish still. So for me, I don't really exit yet. But if the weekly closes like this, or like a pin bar, then next week, Monday, Tuesday, I will have to think about the exit, because after that, the market may retrace all the way to a weekly Kijun Sen even. So for sure, if you keep holding the trade, then you want to exit when the market breaks the weekly Tenkan-sen. That's one of the timings for exit as per Ichimoku trend analysis. And also, if you look at the daily time frame is now breaking the Tenkan-sen and it's coming down to the Kijun-sen. So daily Kijun-sen is 3227.52. So you may want to exit when the market breaks here as well in terms of the daily time frame. So that's basically what I'm waiting for this. I'm still keep holding my trade on gold, and around this area, if the market breaks the daily Kijun-sen or the weekly Tenkan-sen, then I will look for an exit timing if that's the case. Let me double check monthly time frame as well. Okay, monthly shows the Kumo is a bit getting thinner, and thinner means the area between Senko span and AB is now getting a bit smaller, and that means this is overbought. So monthly time frame shows overbought. That means within the month of April, the market may close with the doji or bearish bar. So far, it's bullish bar. Here is open price, and now this is a close price, and still it's bullish bar. But the chances are the market may close with doji. And if it closes with doji, that means the market retraces close to 3125. I hope it makes sense to you. So let me just delete these. Well, actually, yeah, let me see. Let me just cancel the price targets and cancel these drawings for now, just to make it more clear. So open price this week was over here on 3122.27, and now closing price is 3261.76. So what I mean by that is, if the market closes with the doji, that means the closing price will be coming closer to 3122.27. And if that really happens this week, then from next week, the market may start to retrace continuously because it's overbought on the monthly time frame. Okay, so with that in mind, if the market starts to retrace to there, then this level, 3122.27, from Ichimoku viewpoint on the weekly time frame, it is below the Tenkan-sen, right? It's below the Tenkan-sen. So if the market closes again with the with that situation, then it's going to be below the Tenkan-sen, and most likely Kijun-sen will be flat, or Kijun-sen will be flat after next week. So that means the market retraces to the weekly Kijun-sen. And also, if you look at the daily time frame as well, so daily time frame perspective, if the market closes with the monthly doji, then that means the market comes below Kijun-sen, and Chikou span may touch as well. Yellow Chikou span may touch the candlestick as well, or getting closer to the candlesticks. So that means that also indicates the market's reversal. So like this, you just break down like one by one from higher time frame situation to middle time frame, and in this case, daily time frame is a lower time frame in my analysis today. So yeah, I'm just wanted to give you some hint of how the market can move in this scenario. And plus, there was a gap between yesterday and today. When you look at the open, close and open price, there's a gap. So if the gap so let me highlight the gap by rectangle, and that is here, right? So if the gap is going to be filled this week or next week, then most likely the market turns bullish and renews higher, 3,500, and continuously goes this way. But if it doesn't fill, that means the market continuously retraces. So if that's the case, then sell is going to be the right call. You cannot really buy anymore in that case. Okay, so yeah, so that's basically also something that is important in this market example. Yeah, so that's basically gold. So I'm still holding the trade, but I am starting to closely monitor for my exit timing on this one. So that's the first topic I wanted to cover. And also, seems like there was a news PMI report today. So let me now move on to Forex. But before that, let me also check some comments. Okay. Any trades, anyone, this week? I hope you're not losing too big this week. Okay. The Kumo says, hi Kei, in the previous video I saw that you have a Discord signal when KTS is ready to look for signals, which still need full manual confirmation for entry. Do you think it's a disadvantage to see all signals and constantly be presented with the opportunities? Well, actually, signals are signals. Signals to capture the market's trend. So when you're busy, if you don't have really don't have time to scan all the markets, then you know what's trending at the moment. And that's the use of signal, KTS signal. So yeah, for myself, I prefer to trade manually. So myself, I don't usually use signals to select the markets or enter the markets. But signals are actually for the members. When they're busy or when they are also not really confident whether it's trending or not, then simply go to Discord and check the signals and see what's happening among the markets. Especially when you are outside of home and when you are from phone or mobile, then it's difficult to scan all the markets by phone because the screen is so small. And in that reason also, I share the KTS signal, at least to see which market is trending at the moment. Then it's your decision whether you take or not based on the 5-minute time frame confirmations. So that's how you basically use it and apply it in the analysis. Okay, Afsal, you're welcome. Babak, good to see you. Thanks for joining. All right, Gan says, hi Kei, good to see you. In the choppy market, it doesn't work. Any suggestions, to minimize the risk? If you want to minimize the risk in the choppy market, then the best way is to reduce the risk. If you're risking, let's say 5%, then you can drop it to like 3%, for example. So you can lower the risk and still be able to trade in a choppy market. Well, actually, if the market's too choppy, then I don't recommend you to trade. I prefer to wait for the moment when the market is nicely and stably trending. Then most likely, if you only capture those moments, then the number of trades will be much less. But you have better chances to not only be able to execute the trades, but also to extend the profits towards your direction. Okay, Fai says, what's a good way on identifying a correct high and low? Is it by the candlestick close or the swings in the market or the combination? My answer is a combination because I draw these lines. This is something I discussed and talked in the KTS Academy members as well, and the GTS graduate members as well. But I draw these lines, horizontal lines. So, but when you look at the horizontal line like this way, then you see only one straight line. Or let's say when I draw the trend line for example, like this way, then you only see one line. But for me, I see this as a zone, like a band, like this rectangle. So sometimes, let's say there's a previous resistance and there's another resistance here, but let's say the candlesticks like this and there's a wick a bit above the resistance level, which is usually the case. And also, in other cases, there's a candlestick, but it's not quite touching the resistance level, but it's close. For example, like this. So basically, it's impossible to find the line, one single line that touches exact, let's say, points of the wicks or the body. Let's say open or close of the body. It's impossible to draw the line like that way, but instead it's better to capture more like a bigger picture and see it as a band, as the zone, than one single line of resistance and support levels. So yeah, in terms of your question, my answer is the combination of the wick and the body. If you just get, in this area, there is a strong resistance. In this area, there's a strong support. In this area, the market has been bouncing. Then that's more than enough to draw the lines. I think in the textbook or, let's say how to draw the line lessons or lectures, maybe you've seen examples of like exactly the wicks are touching or exactly the body of the candlestick are touching. So that's like a resistance or support line. But in reality, in the live market, it's so difficult, it's so rare to find such a situation. So yeah. If you just get so think this is like a mean, right? Mean of the resistance level, mean of the support level. So that's the way to do it. Okay, the Kumo says, do you provide outside consulting for non-GTS members on an hourly rate unable to join GTS due to schedule? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yeah, I have. I do also 101 GTS. I teach my strategy 101, not in a group on Sundays. So if you want the lessons to be more flexible, then please write me an email, then I can give you more details. Hello, Emeka, good to see you. Thank you for joining. The high says, do you think the DXY, right, can retrace to 103.7 and then continue down? Let's see. Let me check the that one first then. DXY. Okay. 103.7. Let me check the weekly time frame. So first, let me just delete this one. And 103.7 is up here. Okay, around this area is 103.7. I don't really understand why you mentioned this level because there is no previous support resistances or any Ichimoku lines. But if you mean by maybe like a 50% retracement, that could be the case. But this is, to me, Y wave on the weekly time frame. It's expanding Y wave like this way. So this is very tricky market. It's a tricky market. It can be fake breakout this time. In fact, we have the pin bar so far. If I zoom in the market like this way, then it shows pin bar. So let's say if the weekly time frame closes like this and next week closes the pin bar bullish, then most likely it goes up. But it's also true that the pin bar will be broken bearish, then the market becomes bearish trend continuously. So my advice is to wait for the pin bar closure and also weekly next week, following week candlestick closure and see which way the market wants to go. But yeah, at this moment, this is bearish to me. So my direction, if I were to trade, my direction would be to sell. My direction is sell. Maybe when you only look at the pin bar so far, that it's developing still, you may think that this is the sign of the trend reverse, right? That's usually says in the textbook. When you see pin bar, when you see hanging man, shooting star, or whatever name you call it, when you see that on the high or low, then that implies the trend reverse. But half is true, half is not, based on the reasons I mentioned just earlier now. So I will wait for that. This is weekly analysis. So if you look at the daily time frame, the situation may be different. So let me quickly check that one. Okay, yeah. So if you look at the daily time frame, then it has been resisted by the Kijun Sen, the green Kijun Sen, and now it's down. And Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen area has been also getting thicker and bigger. So that means the market may be resisted by the Tenkan Sen this time and continue down. This is the possible scenario. First possible scenario, right? And then if the market breaks the Tenkan Sen bullish, then most likely goes up to the Kijun Sen. So far it's bearish to me still on the daily time frame. I like how the Kumo has been thicker and bigger now. Chikou span has been below the candles. So this is bearish to me. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, the Kumo, you're welcome. Okay. Greg says, previously you said when the Chikou span gets close and touches the candles, it might do the same move as the candles. Are there types of moves it will more likely react to strong candles? Yeah, when you see the patterns has been repeating, then most likely it's going to happen again. But if you don't really see any patterns of the Chikou span tracing the candles, then this time it may not happen. Well, actually, you cannot really decide whether a Chikou span follows or not only by looking at the Chikou span itself. You have to check the Ichimoku 5 lines situation and where the price is right now, whether it's below Tenkan Sen or between the Kijun Sen and Tenkan Sen, or whether the price is above the Kijun Sen and Kumo, and that's all different situation. Yeah, but Chikou span trace is actually one of my favorite patterns, and when I see that, I also take trades based on that strategy as well. Chikou span is very unique. It's only shifted 26 bars ago, but it means a lot by itself. Before I thought, Chikou span is just like nothing. So because it just shifted backwards in 26 candles and that's it. So I really didn't pay attention to Chikou span before when I was still studying Ichimoku. So oftentimes I cancel the Chikou span, or I even shifted the Chikou span to the future or backwards, or one of the Kihon Suchi 9, 17, 26, backward, forward, and see which one really works. Then I found that Chikou span 26 candles ago is the best. So I myself also backtested and played around with it, and I found the original setting is after all is the best. And Chikou span itself is very powerful by itself. Okay, Raven says now, how about Bitcoin? Okay, let me check BTC USD. When I checked the market on Sunday, it was ranging still. It was slightly bullish, retracing, but overall was ranging. But let me check. Let me take the weekly time frame and BTC USD. Okay, so this is now becoming bullish because it's above the Kijun Sen now. And I was saying the Chikou span is getting closer and closer, but now this is also interesting, one of the Ichimoku interesting situation where the Chikou span doesn't want to touch. So it's like a repelling. Chikou span is repelling the candlesticks, and if that's the case, Chikou span never touches candles like this way, and the candlestick itself are also going to be bullish from here. So in that case, this is, if you want to trade right now, then you enter the market to buy at the moment. In this case, you never sell, you buy at the moment, and keep holding until Chikou span touches the candles. Let's say the market, let's say Chikou span from viewpoint, Chikou span goes up and up like this way, then let's say it touches like this. This is your initial exit timing from Chikou span viewpoint. Again, in this case, Chikou span seems like Chikou span doesn't want to touch the candles, and that's a market sentiment that you can see from Chikou span. So if you want to buy now, then you keep holding as long as Chikou span doesn't touch the candles. And if it breaks that resistance, then of course you keep holding. You never exit, just because the price is near the resistance in this case. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, and let me also check the daily time frame. Daily time frame broke the Kumo bullish, and now this is bullish. Yes, it's bullish now. We have a Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, gold cross, and the Chikou span breakout and the Kumo breakout, and this is the Sanyaku Koten signal. So it indicates a strong bullishness, and also Kumo is now shifted to be bullish Kumo. So it's bullish now. Daily shows bullish, weekly is now turning bullish as well. So yeah, this is again started to be bullish to me. Okay, let me also cover a few Forex pairs today. Let me cover Euro USD. There was a big fundamental news just earlier. So let's check the weekly first. So here is the weekly time frame, and as it turns out, it's been resisted by the previous resistance level, and so far it's closing with the bearish bar. So if it closes like this within the month, within the week of, within this week, I mean, then next week, once the market starts to retrace and breaks the weekly pin bar support, then the trend may reverse really in that case. But at the same time, since it broke, I mean, since it was about to break that resistance, and now it was rejected. But let me see. Let me check the daily time frame situation. Okay, according to the daily time frame, it's bullish because the price is now touching and be supported by the Tenkan-sen, the blue Tenkan-sen. If the market closes below Tenkan-sen, then most likely it retraces to Kijun-sen. But even if it retraces Kijun-sen, there is going to be a trend line that you can draw like this way. You can also extend the trend line furthermore to the previous swing low like this way. So it's been supported by the trend line. So this time the market may retrace to the daily Kijun-sen, but I think it's gonna bounce and goes up this way continuously. And Kumo has been thicker and bigger. That's also a positive sign that the market is continuously bullish. But today is a big retracement. That's it. Okay, Greg says, it was a very interesting idea. I did some Forex Tester practice in 4 hours. It was interesting how it can follow. Right. Once you start to see the power of the trend follow, then there's nothing to worry about. You simply follow trends, You simply have to first capture the right trending market. Then once you found it, then you find the reasons to enter trade. You find the edge to enter the trade based on lower time frames, and once you execute it, then you just simply follow. Especially once you set the break-even, what I call the break-even line, then I usually walk away a few hours or until tomorrow. And I forget about the positions because I don't lose anymore. So after break-even, I walk away a few hours intentionally. Because if I check the market after the break-even, even if the market starts to retrace a little bit smaller like this way, then my psychology may kick in and I may want to exit and take profit when the market retraces only just this much. But by being away from the market, by being away from what I'm having as a position, then now it looks like this, but later on, by the end of the day, it may turn bullish bar. So, and then next morning, next day, could be bullish as well, and I simply follow that direction. This is about psychology, but one of the key point to become a profitable trader in the long run is to be able to keep holding the positions as long as possible. As long as the trend ends, you keep holding and trading profits. If you can really apply that, then I'm sure your profit factor, which is profit divided by loss, will be more than 3 for sure. And that is the initial goal for your backtesting. Especially if you are using my strategy KTS, then PF3 is really the goal to capture first. No matter what conditions the markets are, when you're doing backtesting, if you do 50 trades or 100 trades, then you should be able to reach PF3. Yeah, so that's the goal basically. Okay, so anyways, let me check pound USD. Pound USD looked nice this week as it renewing higher, and it was reaching almost to my target of 1.3433, and since yesterday it has been retracing, but again it's bullish because the price is above the Tenkan Sen. If you only look at these candlesticks, then you may think it's bearish, or especially maybe you can see that there is an inside bar. So when the inside breaks the bearish like this way, becomes like this way, then you may think it's selling opportunity, but actually it's not, because the price is above the Tenkan Sen still. But if the price again breaks the Tenkan Sen, then the market tends to retrace to the Kijun Sen next. So that's going to be the target. In this case, you can trade. Technically speaking, you can trade, although the market may be very choppy in the lower time frames, because this is where the fight between the long-term buyers and short-term sellers fight. That's why this area is going to be very busy buy and sell mixture market. That's why it becomes very choppy. So yeah, that's my analysis for this one. Okay, AK says, hi, you said you keep original settings. That will be 92652, right? Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Jun says, I was from KTS Academy. I have been doing backtesting, but profit factor only 2. What do I do next? Is it out of 50 trades, then profit factor 2? Then my question is, have you seen any big trends when you're doing backtesting, the period? If you have seen big trends, but if you missed it, then you can go backwards and be able to recheck, double check if you are able to capture the big trends by following the strategy. So that's how you can also look back your trades. If you cannot really achieve PF3, then PF2, PF3 for example, then that means it's either you, well, if you are not able to capture big trends, then that's about the market. But if you did see the big markets, but if you couldn't ride on it, then that means you should go back to where the trend really started, and you capture trend, then try to find the way to enter trade and trail the profits in that big trends. That's my advice. Okay, Chana says, can you please explain the candles inside the Kumo? Candlesticks inside the Kumo means it's like airplane into the storm. So the market tends to be very choppy, especially when the markets are in the daily or weekly or even monthly Kumo, then it becomes quite choppy. Like for example here, the market gets into the Kumo and tends to be very choppy until it breaks. In this case, even after the breakout, the market kept ranging choppy, then finally here it started downtrend. Well, Kijun Sen was implying the breakout of the support in this range market. But yeah, basically speaking, when the price is within the Kumo, then it's a choppy market. Yes. So keep gold, please. Yes, I have covered gold already, so please check the archive. Okay, so let me just cover one more thing, which is USDJPY. This market has been down, and my view was bearish. My target was 139.58. It has almost touched, and now it's retraced. But this Tenkan-sen, the blue Tenkan-sen, is bearish. So in this case, I do nothing. I simply wait for the candlestick closure today and see if the market is going to be resisted by the Tenkan-sen or not. If it does, then I think it's going to come down to 139.58 again. But if it breaks the Tenkan-sen, then it could go up to the daily Kijun-sen. So this is something I am waiting for today. So in this case, I simply walk away and just check the charts tomorrow. If there's no opportunities, or if the markets are now becoming choppy, then no matter how many hours or how many minutes you monitor chart, you may not be able to find any opportunities. So in this case, better not to waste your time to monitor scan charts. Instead, you better relax yourself, or you better spend more time with your family, friends, or you can do backtesting, or you can watch my video lessons and study about it. I think that's better to do. So that in the future, in case the market has better trends, then you're able to capture it and ride on it. So you can train yourself to get ready to be able to capture the next great opportunities than this one, is my advice. So yeah, that's about it today. So today I covered gold and also Bitcoin and also Euro USD and Pound USD and USDJPY. So thank you very much, everyone. Yeah, let's see. Okay. All right. So I think I covered all the comments today as well. So I will finish the live analysis. So thank you very much, everyone. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I hope to see you soon again. So until I see you next time, please stay healthy, stay safe, and stay gold. Bye for now, everyone. Mata ne. Thank you very much.